Hi everyone, this is Karen.
Hey everybody, I'm Shane.
Today we're looking at part 1 of Not to Be.
Fun facts about pretzels.
And the vocabulary words are nowadays.
Nowadays.
Nowadays, people dress quite casually.
Reward.
Reward.
Kylie let her daughter have some ice cream as a reward for cleaning her room.
Nice. Motivate.
Motivate.
The teacher always tries his hardest to motivate his students.
Significance.
Significance.
Despite its historical significance, the building was torn down.
Forbid.
Forbid.
The cafe forbids people from bringing in any outside food or drinks. So we're talking about something absolutely delicious. I love it, I love it, I love it.
I love pretzels.
I love pretzels too.
They're not that popular in Taiwan though, right?
Well, not the ones that I really, really love, you know, the bread kind.
Like the kind you can get in malls, shopping malls in North America. Oh,
Nice
so good.
and warm and hot, just came out of the oven, and then you can kind of rip a small piece and dip it in the nice, yummy dip.
It's interesting because when they were first invented,
Yes.
it was like a monk.
I remember it was an Italian monk, right?
Yeah, and it was called pretiola.
Pretiola.
And it means like a small gift or small present.
Okay,
right?
a little reward.
Yeah, and you would give that to students as a reward for being good.
Wow.
And then later, they really became important because it looks like when you put your hands across your chest like this to pray, it kind of looks like the shape of a pretzel.
That's true, huh?
So
it does kind of look like that.
They really started to spread all over the world.
And it's so easy to make. You only need simple ingredients like flour, salt, and water.
Yes.
That's it.
Simple. You can make them at home.
I know, but
So make some at home and then send them to us.
I
Live ABC.
love pretzels.
Live ABC, Shane. Okay?
And
Pretzels.
Karen.
No, just me.
Enjoy your pretzels.
Not to be. Fun facts about pretzels. Pretzels are a sweet or savory pastry that people have enjoyed for centuries. Although the original pretzels were not shaped, nowadays they come in a wide range of shapes and textures. Some are soft and fluffy like dinner rolls, while others are hard and crunchy like crackers. Read on to find out more about this delicious treat.
Today's lesson is called Not to Be. Fun facts about pretzels, Part 1. Hello everyone, my name is Jeff. I guess it's settled. To be or not to be? Not to be.
That's the answer to the question?
Yeah,
okay, all right.
That's it.
Well, we could be doing an article on Shakespeare or Hamlet or great quotes from great plays, but in fact we're not doing that because not there is not spelt not like to be or not to be. It's K-N-O-T, like when you tie a string into a knot. So it's not
is that
to
so,
be. It's a funny little joke
it's a pun.
on the spelling of the word called a pun.
His name is Mike, everyone, and today we're talking about pretzels. So there you go. There's a little joke in the title for you, a Shakespearean joke. Anyways, today the subject is pretzels. They are tied into knots very often, or knot-shaped things. Anyways, pretzels are a sweet or savory pastry that people have enjoyed for centuries. By the way, I'm more of a fan of the savory variety, but if you like yourself a sweet pretzel, go for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Sweet would be maybe a sugar or chocolate-covered pretzel, but I think traditionally pretzels usually have salt on them. It's just sort of a salty bread snack. That would be the savory type. When we say savory, we mean kind of salty flavored. But yes, they come in all sorts of varieties. And then we read, although the original pretzels were knot shaped, they kind of looked like a string tied in a knot. Nowadays, they come in a wide range of shapes and textures. Yes, we've gone to the moon, we've created the microchip, and we have pretzels in many shapes and textures now. Science and engineering and human civilization is amazing.
You said nowadays.
Nowadays.
And then you also said the word now. What's the difference between nowadays and now? Yeah, pretty much nowadays and now, these two words mean the same thing. If you want it to be fancy, you could say currently, okay? Nowadays, currently, now.
In the present time.
In the present time, these days, go for it. They mean about the same thing. For example, nowadays, people dress quite casually. Anyways, let's get back to pretzels. Pretzels come in all shapes and sizes and textures too. Some are soft and fluffy like dinner rolls, while others are hard and crunchy like crackers.
True, absolutely. Yeah, you can get them in all shapes, sizes, and texture. So let's read on to find out more about this delicious treat. It will be a pretzel cavalcade coming up after the break.
Cavalcade.
A cavalcade of pretzels.
All right, see you after the break.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。今天的课文标题是 Not to be Fun Facts About Pretzels， 关于椒盐卷饼的趣闻。那么 pretzel 就是椒盐卷饼，也有人把它称为蝴蝶饼。那它的造型呢，通常都是这种绳结形状的，所以课文标题它就故意玩的文字游戏，它是用莎士比亚的《哈姆雷特》的经典台词 "to be or not to be"， 然后把其中这个 not to be 的 not 改成 KNOT，KNOT 这个 not 表示打结的那个结，绳结的意思。这样老师说这就是一个双关语。好，那我们学一下 pun，P-U-N pun 就是指双关语。课文一开始提到说呢，椒盐卷饼是人们数百年来一直都很喜欢的点心，它有甜的，有咸的。那么最初的椒盐卷饼它是绳结形状，现在则是有各式各样的形状和口感，有的呢像餐包一样松软，有的像苏打饼干一样硬硬脆脆的。那我们先来看单字 nowadays。Nowadays 这个副词表示现今、如今、现在的意思。那么文中用到 come in 什么什么，它可以用来表达有提供、可提供，像某种款式啊、尺寸、形状等等。我们可以用 come in all shapes and sizes 来表达有各式各样的形状和大小。好，那么接着呢，我们要来进行一趟椒盐卷饼的巡礼，来了解一系列关于这种美味点心的有趣事实。这时候 Mike 老师他用到 cavalcade 这个字 C-A-V-A-L-C-A-D-E cavalcade 它可以用来表达一系列的相关事物。那这个字也可以表达可能是参加典礼的游行队伍啊，或是指车队啊、马队等等。好，接回到课文中。
Not to be. Fun facts about pretzels. Origins. Pretzels are believed to date back to the year 610 AD. It was then that a frustrated Italian monk created pretiola, or little rewards, to motivate his students to work harder. The reward was a snack made of bread dough, rolled into long ropes and then twisted into 2 loops. To the monk, pretiola looked like hands crossed over the chest in prayer.
Okay, we're talking about pretzels. Now, first of all, where do pretzels come from?
The store.
More like, let's learn about the history of pretzels.
In time, you mean. Time and place.
Thank you. There you go.
The origin.
Thank you for the clarification there, Mike.
The origins.
You're a fountain of wisdom
the
there.
Origins?
Help too.
It's the origins.
Origins.
Right? It's the origins.
Let's talk about the origins of pretzels. Right. Pretzels are believed to date back to the year AD 610. So pretzels, well, they're about 1,500 years old, give or take a bit.
That's incredible.
They're incredibly old, but you probably would not want to eat the first pretzel.
No, not now.
Not now.
Not now.
And it probably was eaten by the first person who made the first pretzel.
Okay, so they go back 1,000 years to the sort of dark ages in Europe, you know, a
More
time
than 1,000 years.
We don't know much about. Yeah. But yeah, apparently they go back to AD 610. So now we know when. Let's find out where. It says it was then. In AD 610, it was then that a frustrated Italian monk created pretiola, or little rewards to motivate his students to work harder. A reward is something basically you give to someone, kind of like a prize, but a very small sort of prize. But basically you're giving it out if they do something good. All right, so if a mom asks the kids to clean up their room and says, I'll give you some cookies if you clean up your room, the cookies would be the reward for doing this act. We're trying to get people to do something good or helpful or nice by giving them a little prize at the end if they do it. For example, Kylie let her daughter have some ice cream as a reward for cleaning her room. Not a pretzel, some ice cream.
Hey, now you have a reason to do something. Now you're inspired to do that thing. That's what it is to motivate someone. If you motivate someone, you give them a reason to do something. Now they want to do something, whereas before, they didn't really want to do that thing. For example, the teacher always tries his hardest to motivate his students. But it's probably better to motivate your students with cookies rather than pretzels. Anyways, we're back in Italy. It's a long time ago. And it says here that the reward was a snack made of bread dough rolled into long ropes and then twisted into 2 loops. Kind of reminds me of a pretzel.
That sounds like a pretzel, exactly. To the monk, pretiola looked like hands crossed over the chest in prayer. Oh, so that sort of looped shape, that knot shape that we think of as a pretzel was actually supposed to be someone praying. And people, used to pray like that. You often see graves or something with a knight lying on the top and their hands are crossed like this over their chest in prayer. Of course, this is a monk. Praying is a big deal for him, something he does. So there we are, a little reward made of bread dough, and the hands are crossed in prayer, just like the shape of the pretzel. Very cool. Let's go have some pretzels, and then we'll be back for more.
好，首先我们来看看椒盐卷饼是源自于哪里呢？ Mike 老师开玩笑说是从商店来的，那么后来老师们就有澄清一下，我们是要讲椒盐卷饼的由来，是要讲它的历史起源。好，这边补充一下，老师们说 clarification 这个字就是指澄清、说明或是阐明的意思，那它是拼作 clarification clarification。 好，课文写到说，一般认为椒盐卷饼可以追溯到西元610年，那就是在那个时候，一位意大利修道士他创造了 prediola 这种点心来当做小小奖励，去激励他的学生更努力。prediola 它是用面包面团制成，然后把它卷成长绳状，再盘绕成2个环。对那一位修道士来说呢，这个形状看起来就好像双手交叉在胸前祈祷。好，我们先来看课文单字 reward。 Reward 在这边当名词表示奖励、报酬。那么 motivate 这个动词它有激发、激励或是使什么产生动机的意思。刚刚老师们聊到说 pretzel 大约有1500年历史，觉得很不可思议。那么这时候 Jeff 老师他用 give or take， 字面意思是给或是拿。它其实是指说在数目上面加加减减，那在口语当中就可以表达大约什么什么上下，比实际的数字可能只多一点或者少一点的意思。好，老师们还有用到 incredible 这个字 incredible 可以用来描述惊人的、难以置信或是非常棒的。那它的副词就是把字尾这个 e 改成 y 变成 incredibly， 就是表达极为怎么样、极其怎么样、非常怎么样。这边还有2个重点哦。第一个是课文写到说 It was then that 怎么样怎么样，那就是利用分列句来强调 then 在那时，来表达说就是在那时候怎么样怎么样。那我们就来学习分列句的用法。分列句呢是把你原本句子要强调的部分摆在 it is 和 that 之间，或是 it was 和 that 之间。那强调的部分可以是你原本句子里面的主词、受词、时间副词或是地方副词等等。那么接着呢，再把你句子其他剩下的部分就摆在 that 之后，所以它的句型就是 it is 或是 it was 加强调的部分加 that 再加句子其他部分。好，假设你要强调的部分是时间副词，你也可以把 that 改用 when 来表示。 例如 It was earlier this month when they started seeing each other. 就是在这个月的月初，就是在这个月稍早的时候，他们开始交往了。第二个重点 ，look 当连缀动词是指看起来，那么后面可以接 like 加名词，或是可以在 look 后面接形容词。举例来说 ，The building looks like a spaceship. 那栋建筑物看起来像一艘太空船。第三个重点。Cross 这个动词呢，可以指交叉，像我们可以说 cross one's hands 表示说交叉双手 ，cross one's arms 交叉双臂 ，cross one's legs 交叉双腿。好，举例来说 ，The monk crossed his hands over his chest。那位修道士将双手交叉于胸前。好，这话课文中。
Not to be. Fun facts about pretzels. Religious significance and spread. Thanks to their simple ingredients, flour, salt, and water, pretiola could be eaten during the month of Lent, when meat, dairy, and eggs were strictly forbidden. Possibly because of this, they grew in popularity and spread across Europe, eventually making their way to Germany, where pretiola became pretzels. German immigrants brought pretzels to Pennsylvania in the 1700s, and from there, pretzels took over the world. Today, the global pretzel market is worth nearly $500 million.
Okay, before the break there, we were talking about the origins of pretzels. Now let's talk about their religious significance and spread. But before we do, we have an important noun to talk about.
Yes, this is a noun of significance. That basically means it's important in some kind of way. When we talk about the significance of something, we talk about its importance, why it's important, maybe its origins, maybe what it means to people. It's not a small thing, it's an important thing, and we're explaining why it's an important thing when we talk about its significance. For example, despite its historical significance, the building was torn down. So this building was important to history, but even though it was important to history, they still knocked it down. But they haven't knocked down the mighty pretzel. Pretzels still have great significance, and now we're going to learn about that importance in terms of religion and also how they spread. Now, one of the things that pretzels always had going for them is that they are a very simple food. As we learned, thanks to their simple ingredients, flour, salt, and water, that's it. Pretiola could be eaten during the month of Lent, when meat, dairy, and eggs were strictly forbidden. I see. Yeah, sure. During Lent, a lot of Christians will give up things like meat. They'll give up dairy products like cheese, eggs. They often live on just kind of a vegetarian diet.
Eat a lot of fish.
Eat a lot of fish, possibly, and bread, of course. Vegetables, bread, those would be okay. So, pretiola would be okay for Lent, and also the ingredients are simple and quite cheap, too.
Anyways, they are forbidden, these things, during Lent, not the pretzels. We're talking about meat, dairy, and eggs. If something is forbidden, by the way, it's not allowed. Yes, this word forbidden, it comes from the verb forbid. To forbid something is to not allow that thing. If you forbid something, you say, hey, you can't do that thing. For example, the cafe forbids people from bringing in any outside food or drinks. Yeah, you can't. This is a cafe. You have to buy your drinks here. You can't bring in somebody else's drinks. Give us a break.
That's against the rules.
That's against the rules. That is forbidden. Anyways, possibly because of this, they grew in popularity and spread across Europe, eventually making their way to Germany. And that's really where things start, where pretiola became pretzels.
Bam.
Yes, I associate pretzels with Germany.
Me too. When I found out that they were invented in Italy, I was actually a little surprised. But now we're in Germany. Now we have the name from German that we know in English for this food, pretzels. But still, we're in Europe, but Germans spread around the world and their food spread around the world with them. German immigrants brought pretzels to Pennsylvania in the 1700s, and from there, pretzels took over the world. Like many of these great fast foods and snack foods, hamburgers, hot dogs, they were sort of invented in Europe, but made very popular in the form we know today in America through the immigrants. And have they spread over the world? I think they've taken over the world.
They've taken over the world.
Can we put a dollar value on that, please?
Absolutely.
Okay.
They haven't taken over the world militarily, but pretzels are big business.
Yes.
Today, the global pretzel market is worth nearly $500 million US.
$500 million.
You got it, dude.
You can buy them here. I guess that kind of shows how they've taken over the world.
It says something.
Yep.
Anyways, folks, with that, our lesson is now in the books for now, but we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Take care.
好，接着我们来看看椒盐卷饼的宗教意义与传播。由于 Pratiola 它的原料很简单，就只有面粉啊、盐跟水，所以人们可以在大斋期那个月来享用。好，文中用到这个 Lent L-E-N-T， 就是指基督教的大斋期。在这个期间当中，肉啊、乳制品啊，还有鸡蛋都是被严格禁止的。那也许就是因为这样 ，Pratiola 开始流行，并且传到欧洲各地，然后最后来到德国，就变成我们熟知的 pretzel。好，我们先来看两个单字。Significance 它表示意义或是重要性，是个名词。那么 forbid 这个动词表示禁止、不准，它的动词三态是 forbid、forbade、forbidden。好，那么课文最后写到说，德国移民在18世纪的时候把椒盐卷饼带到宾州，然后椒盐卷饼就从那边开始征服了全世界。现在全球的椒盐卷饼市场产值将近5亿美元呢。好，我们文中用到 take over， 它有占领或是征服的意思。好，那么以上是这节讲解，同学们别走开，马上回来哦。
Hi there! Let's talk about a famous building in Brasilia called the Cathedral of Brasilia. Brazil's most famous architect, Oscar Niemeyer, helped design it. The structure has a very interesting shape. It looks like it's opening up to heaven. Outside, there are giant sculptures. Inside, 3 sculptures of angels hang from the ceiling. The ceiling is made of stained glass. It has blue, white, and brown waves on it. Certain parts of the cathedral came all the way from Europe. The bells in the bell tower are from Spain. Pope Paul VI gave the cathedral its altar. Construction of the cathedral began in 1958, and it took around 12 years to finish. Many tourists make a trip to see this cathedral when they visit. It's truly the pride of Brasilia. Here is more information. Reflect. The mirror reflected his face. Surround. Our house is surrounded by trees. Cool. I want to drink some ice water to cool down. Pass. I pass a bakery on my way home. Angel. Molly sings like an angel. Steel. The table is made of steel. Cable. There are many cables on the bridge. Architect. Hank is the architect of this building. Central. We live in the central part of the city. Rafter. There is a bird's nest in the rafters. Well, that's it for today. I hope you had fun learning about the Cathedral of Brasilia. See you next time.
See you next time.